Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are enjoying the lockdown period with your family and spending some pleasant time at your homes. Now, today I am here with a new poem that is from your Honeysuckle book, that is The Quarrel. It is written by Eleanor Fazian. Eleanor Fazian is a British writer. He is basically known for writing the children's stories and the children poem. At first, we will try to understand the title, The Quarrel. Quarrel means dispute or fight. Okay, means the meaning of the lesson, meaning of the poem is the fight or the quarrel. Before starting the first stanza, there are some clues about the poem. At first, we will discuss these clues, and after that, we will move towards the stanza. It is common for brothers and sisters to quarrel, although sometimes they may not even be able to say why they quarrel. But how long do such quarrel last? How do they end? And it is very common between brothers and sisters that they quarrel each other every time, and even day after day, day after day, and day after day. And sometimes even they don't know what was the reason behind that quarrel. Means it is a very common thing between brothers and sisters that there will be definitely quarrel, and even you also be feeling that kind of quarrel at your home, and you are also having these quarrels with your brothers and sisters. But the question is that how long such fights or such quarrel last, and how these kinds of quarrels get end. And in this poem, the poet Eleanor Fazian is expressing about his own incident with his brother, that what was happened with his brother and how his quarrel gets the end. Now I am reading the first stanza. I quarreled with my brother. I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. The start of it was slight, the end of it was strong. He said he was right, I knew he was wrong. In this first stanza, the poet had a fight with his brother, and both of them were fighting, and even they don't know what was the cause of the fight, what was the reason of the fight. The fight was happening because of series of things. There were not a single reason of the fight. One thing was giving the way, one thing was giving the chance to another way, and while fighting, both fell down. In the beginning, the fight was very simple, the fight was very slight, but as it grew, it became very serious, and the dispute, the quarrel was become very much dangerous, and it was become a very serious issue. And the poet's brother was saying that he is right, but the poet was saying that he was right. Means both of them were not realizing their mistakes, and both of them were thinking that they were right. Now what happens next, we will try to find out in the final stanza. We hated one another, the afternoon turned black, then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back and said, "Oh, come along, we can't go on all night." I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. So what happened? In the afternoon, the fight became very serious, and both of them started hating each other, and they did not like one another. And what happened? All of a sudden, the poet's brother thumped him on the back, hit him. Thumped means hit. Okay, the poet's brother thumped him on his back and asked him to get along, as it was not the right thing to pull the matter throughout the night. Means the poet's brother told him that it is not good for them to take that issue till the whole night. His brother declared humbly that he was wrong, which proved that his brother was very generous. But when his brother declared that he was wrong, this time the poet's heart also melted and he also realized his mistake. Means at last we can say both of them, both the brothers realized their mistakes. That was the poem all about. Now we will move to the exercise. The first one, with your partner try to guess the meaning of the underlined phrases. Okay, the first one, and somehow we fell out. The underlined phrase is fell out, which means to drop down. In the second one, the afternoon turned black. Turned black means become unpleasant, means that afternoon become unpleasant. Now we will move to the second number. Read these lines from the poem. The first line, one thing led to another. Second one, the start of it was slight. Third, the end of it was strong. Fourth, the afternoon turned black. The fifth, thumped me on the back. Now there's a question for you. Discuss with your partner what these lines means. That discussion cannot be happened in an online class because students, you are not with each other and you are not standing beside each other. That is why that discussion cannot be completed here. So we will try to understand the meaning of these lines. The first one, the first number, one thing led to another, means a series of things were happening. The things were happening one by one. Okay. Now the second number, the start of it was slight, means the beginning of the fight was small, that was very ignorable. Okay. The third number, the end of it was strong, means finally it became a very big issue, means the end of the fight was very strong, it became a very big issue. Number 4, the afternoon turned black, means the afternoon turned unpleasant, means both of them, both the brothers were not feeling good after having fight with each other. And number 5, thumped me on the back, means hit heavily on the back. Okay, that was the meaning of these lines. Now there is a question number 3 that is for you. Describe a recent quarrel that you have had with your brother, sister or friend. How did it start? What did you quarrel about? How did it end? So if you had recently quarreled with your brother or sister or with your friend, you can write down its answer. If you don't have a quarrel with your brother, sister or friend or with your family member recently, you don't need to write down the answer. Means if you have a quarrel recently with your brother, sister or friend, then you have to write down the answer, that how your quarrel started and what was your quarrel about and how your quarrel got end. You need to answer that question. That was the story, that was the poem all about.